Hello and welcome to Shiny Hunting Guide, your personal guide on how to find any shiny Pokémon that is currently available. For this video, I am going to cover a different topic than our shiny hunting guides. I am going to share my experience of the London Pokémon Go Fest 2023. It was a bit of a rollercoaster journey, with many highs and lows, so stay tuned as I go over my past few days where I obtained over 90 shinies and a few other notable Pokémon. On day 1, I arrived at Luton Airport in London just after 8 AM on the Friday morning. I caught the Thameslink train to the city centre, but by the time it arrived the event had nearly started, so I did a couple checks on the way. My first shiny encounter was a Jinx, but I was travelling too fast, so it decided to run away, but don't worry, we make up for it later. When I arrived, it wasn't long until I got one of my targets of the event, being shiny costume Aerodactyl, that I proceeded to immediately Mega Evolve. As a side note, my main Mega Evolution for the event was my shiny Scizor for its bug and steel typing. I wanted to get as much Lucario and Heracross XL candies as possible, so this helped me a lot. I walked near the Shard building for a while as I didn't really have a destination at that time because my check-in wasn't until 3 PM. During this time, I got a couple more shinies and luckily enough, one of them was a shiny Heracross. I also reclaimed the shiny Jinx from earlier.
Yes!
About midday, on my incense, I got two shiny unknown, being the letters A and M. For the unknown shinies, I mostly got them outside of the 2 minutes where they would replace all the regular spawns. I believe I only got 1 or 2 during those times, which isn't that much. I proceeded to get a few more shinies, then I went to my hotel to check in. I rested for about an hour, then I went back into London Centre to Waterloo Station. Here I travelled to visit Westminster to see Big Ben, and on the way I was having a lot of service issues with the game. When I got to the tower, it started to work again, and thankfully it did because I got probably my favourite shiny of the event, being shiny Rayquaza. It was from the gym at the tower, so I nicknamed it Big Ben and took a couple photos. It also has the London background to make it more unique. Afterwards I walked around the area for a bit and got a few more shinies, including a Dewpider and finishing with a shiny Dendeni. I called it an evening at 7 and headed back to my hotel. In total I got about 24 shinies that day. I could have got more if I prepared a bit better, but I thought it was a good starting day regardless. I had an early night and prepared for the next day. Day 2 was my park day, but I chose the evening ticket, something I would later regret, but I'll get into why soon. So, I got up just before 9 AM and got ready for the day ahead. I left the hotel to be back at Waterloo for about 10:30 AM. From here, I travelled to Big Ben again, this time going toward Buckingham Palace. I walked to Piccadilly Circus, then walked to Victoria Station, to get the train to Brockwell Park. I got a few more shinies during this time, including unknown letter N and shiny Charmander. When I arrived at the park, it began to rain heavily. I wasn't as prepared as I should have been, as I didn't have any waterproof jackets or umbrella. This definitely affected my park experience, but I did my best to persevere despite the weather. I did get some good shinies here, including Cresselia, shiny Windy Castform and a few others. I got 4 shiny unknown letters, being 2 M's, an O, and an N. Here I completed the research tasks and caught my Diancie. I haven't Mega Evolved it because I am waiting until I get my second one before I decide which. I visited the merch tent they had, and got a few plushes of my favourite starter trio and went back to Victoria Station. Unfortunately, my phone died, and I used up all the charge in my portable charger, so getting back to my hotel was a challenge. I went to the pub. That was not my smartest decision, and when I finally got to Waterloo Station, I missed my train back, so I had to pay for a taxi back, which wasn't cheap. It was just after 2 AM when I got back, and in total that day, I probably walked about 60 kilometers, so I was physically and mentally drained. In total that day I ended up with 34 more shinies, so it wasn't all bad. On the third day, I could barely walk, so I stayed at my hotel until 12 PM to recover. I did put a few incenses on and I was lucky enough to get a shiny letter O. Once I left, I hatched a shiny Magpie in a 2K egg, which was unexpected, but I was happy to receive. When I got off at Waterloo, I tried the new route feature which twice didn't pick up me walking, so I had to restart. This made me quite frustrated. Special shout out to my mum who calmed me down over the phone. She was the real MVP of the holiday. I eventually got the feature to work, and then I went to get some lunch. On the way I got a 100% Cresselia with the London background, so that helped with my mood. I got a few more shinies as well, including shiny Lucario, so I was quite pleased. I walked until about 5 PM until I arrived at the London Eye. This is where I made possibly my smartest decision of the holiday and went on a tour bus of London for the last 2 hours. I got about 15 to 20 shinies on this bus, while also learning more about the City of London. I got another shiny O while on the bus, and to finish the event I ended with a shiny Yveltal. I did get one more shiny, being a full odd shiny oddish for the Glittering Garden event, so in total I ended the day with an additional 37 shinies. Here is a list of all the shinies I got during the event. Overall, I ended up with 95 shinies in total and gained about 1 million Stardust and a bunch of candy and XL candy. I did use both my meteorites on my new shiny Rayquaza and one I got previously, so I was able to see the new Mega form. Would I recommend going to the event or similar ones in future? Well, I would say if you have a lot of money to spend or if you live local to the area, then it's definitely worth it. I went for the optional Raid Lover and Egg Enthusiast add-ons that do increase the overall costs, but if you're an avid Pokémon Go player, then you should make your money back if you make use of the bonuses. If you don't live local or don't play that much, then I would say it's better to wait until the global event, because you can get most of the ones available there as well. They didn't announce the shiny odds, but if I had to guess it was about a 1 in 64 odds, going from the number of encounters I had compared to the number of shinies I got. I did miss out on 4 of the shinies I did want, but I'm not too fussed as I am happy with the ones I did get. At the end of the day, it was a unique experience that I wouldn't have got if I didn't go, and I gained more life knowledge and learning how to adapt in these situations. Not everyone will have the same journey, but that is life. Everyone has a different experience and it's better to enjoy it while you can. I want to thank you for watching my video on London Pokémon Go Fest 23 and hope that you are as lucky as I was, or even luckier. I will try my best to get the next shiny hunting guide video out this weekend, so stay tuned for that when it drops. Watching these videos helps us a lot, and if you want to like and subscribe, it goes a long way and is very much appreciated. If you have any feedback, make sure to leave a comment, as any feedback helps us a lot. May you be under odds in all your shiny journeys. Happy hunting!